Hello, I think I'm live, but I'm still trying to figure many things out. So, giving me a minute to figure this out. Um, why can't I put that there? You can hear me clicking. Why can't I put this up on the stage? Okay, looks like I'm almost on Twitch. 1 second, please. I've never used Twitch before, so it looks like I'm going to have to shut the volume off of that. Looks like I'm almost on Twitch. 1 second, please. I've never used Twitch before, so looks like I have to shut the volume off of that. I have to shut this off. There we go. There's my beautiful face. Sure, everybody is quite enthused here as I'm like disappearing off and on. We'll see how annoying that gets. But yeah, welcome to Durnkville. This is a I've done other streams before on our Pale Bolton streams. Let me shut one more thing off here so you're not hearing a double voice. Um, so yeah, so we have a little bit of everything on here for anybody who's wanting to watch some weird stuff, some news, a little bit of everything. And it's been a while since I've used this streaming software, so please bear with me. And there's some other surprises as my shoulders keep, fanning away. So don't mind the background. And I don't mind this little guy in the upper right hand corner either. So we're going to see how this goes. This is an experiment on Twitch too. Trying to get rid of some of these tabs here. So yeah, well, I made it to big time. I'm on Twitch. How about that? Lucky me. Ran by communists and all kinds of great people on Twitch. I can say that firsthand because during the COVID days, them and Facebook, YouTube, and others silenced me and many of my friends. That's not how an American society works. But, anyways, I'm on here now. We'll see how long that lasts because I say that because I'm going to be talking about some news stories to start this out with. You'll see me glancing to the side to make sure, um, the stuff that I'm presenting is actually on the screen here. I'm going to bring it to my Twitter file for these news streams. I mess with this again. Let me see. Share screen. There we go. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, there we go. So, and again, yeah, you've probably seen Also run the palebulletin.com website. Please check out all the links below. Also, bigger on Rumble. I'm on Facebook too. We're all over the place, but all the links are down below. Please give us a like, share, subscribe, all that stuff that you always normally hear from any other channel. Please do that too with this. Hopefully, you get something out of this in one form or another. Yeah, please check it out. We currently changed the name of the Pale Bulletin Twitter feed to Deep State Crime Scene, which I also have that on Rumble too. Yeah, it's basically exposing what is truly going on. Of course, the big story right now is the tariffs and the trade war, and all these great economists. They keep talking about their economists and stuff, but yet they don't want to talk about the trade deficit that's been going on for decades, and the national debt and all that. This country needs to be ran like a business to get these costs under control, and that's what Doge is doing right now, is trying to cut costs. There's the whole mainstream media narrative. I mean, the mainstream media, yeah, there's many good people. I mean, still people watch Fox News, and there are many good people on there too. And there's good people in these other news organizations too, but there are many bad people, and they are not working for this country. They don't care. They're about money. They're about different things. And the conservatives finally did. We finally, got Real America's Voice. We got Newsmax. We finally do have a lot of the National Pulse, the Rifle, all these different true news sources now to kind of offset OAN, One America's News, to offset this communist news operation, Project Mockingbird, with the the ABCs, the CBSs, the CNNs to fight that. And people are looking for, well, bigger sources than me, obviously, but you all have your favorite people that you follow, whether working for those news channels or like even little small places like me. And this is the first time that I've live streamed with the Durnkville name. There's a reason for all that. You'll find out maybe later. But yeah, this is the first stream of anything on this channel. And like I said, first time on Twitch too, but first time on this Rumble channel. So yeah, it's interesting that Trump kind of took a different turn. He paused these tariffs today. So, and this is from Truth Social from 9:37 in the morning. This is a great time to buy DJT, and then after that is when the stock market went nuts. I think it almost gained 3,000 points by the time it shut down today. So that raises an interesting question. And so, of course, you have the watermelon head here, Adam Schiff, jumping all over that. And well, if it was the other way, if it was Joe Biden and all that, we'd be jumping all over that too. So,
how concerned are you with this market fluctuation? Are you concerned that there could be members of the White House that are benefiting from it?
Absolutely. I'm writing to the White House to demand who knew in advance that the president was going to once again flip-flop on tariffs, and are people cashing in? There is just all too much opportunity for people in the White House and the administration to be insider trading, and you can't put it past them for a minute. So we're going to try to find out.
There's a good chance they'll just ignore you, though, right? Should there be some other independent investigation into this?
Well, I think Congress should do an investigation into this, but we're going to demand answers from the administration. I think you're right. They're likely to stonewall, particularly if they've been engaged in corrupt insider trading. But they won't be able to hide it for good. I mean, we know who's in the administration. We can look at eventually what people are buying and selling. This will come out. But an administration that has their own meme coins and is already engaged in self-interested dealing when Elon is doging agencies that are doing oversight of his own businesses, in that kind of corrupt climate, you have to.
So yeah, there you go. And many from the right know all about this guy. I think within the next year, we are finally going to get some justice of what this guy, Adam Schiff, senator from California, what he's been involved in, what he's had his hands in for all these years. It's from Joni Ernst. You can't make this up. Federal employees showed up to the office not to work, but to protest returning to work.
To protest having to come back to work at the office. So we're finding all kinds of things with the Doge work, the squeal work that I have done for 10 years. And thank heavens we have President Trump and Doge, the Office of Government Efficiency, that's finally cracking down on these types of activities. Yeah. It even goes further than that, Maria. Things as outrageous.
Yeah. So as I go back to profile here. Yeah, so those employees, yeah, they're not going back to work. They're going back to work to protest. These people, many of them had more than one job. They had more than just a government job because they were staying home, so they're making an extra income too. I'm not saying that all those people weren't trying to help this country and trying to do the right thing, because a lot of them weren't. But you always have people, and when you're working away from the office, you're not spending all your time wisely. That's a great example. And I just scroll down here, and I try to make different points. Matt Gaetz, of course, former representative from Florida, and I think his name, yeah, Mike Pence. He's a great person to follow on Twitter or wherever. It pops up on these conservative news channels all the time too. This time on OAN. He's a great person to follow. He brings up a lot of points about the deep state or whatever. So, and sometimes when I'm scrolling down, I will see I will have already seen a video clip before. This particular one I have not, and there will be some others. So this is my first time seeing it too. So it'll be interesting to see what he has to say.
With his homes in foreclosure.
Yeah, I'm not buying that this is just some mentally ill person wandering around. I think somebody was operating Ryan Routh. What do you think the percentage likelihood is that Ryan Routh was working for someone who was a contractor or a subcontractor of the United States government or one of its entities?
95%. No, I think it's done informally though, which is to say that this is not to say that the CIA did it or the Pentagon did it, because you have rogue cells that have informal networks that they set up to do this sort of thing, and this is the sort of thing you can really only get with electronic communications and a full sort of network map of every single person that Routh was interacting with. And what we're told is that the trial has been delayed because the volume of this is so intense, despite the fact that we're told that he was virtually homeless with his homes in foreclosure.
Yeah, I'm not buying that this is just some mentally ill person wandering around. I think somebody was operating Ryan Routh. What do you think the percentage likelihood is that Ryan Routh was working for someone who was a contractor or
Trump's life? That guy, what was his last name? Routh, Routh, has some ties to Ukraine. He would pop up in these Ukrainian videos. He would pop up on BlackRock, if you know who BlackRock is. Videos. He was trying to help build up the Ukrainian army with mercenaries, with paid mercenaries. So, yeah, did our own government have something to do with what happened? I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they'll be looking at it now that the other person, they did not want Trump in office for a reason. And I'm sure, yeah, they'll be looking into it. This is Donald Trump on, was it Jasmine Crockett at a dinner speech. Trump all dressed up here.
That's their new star. If that's their new star, they're in serious trouble. I mean, this is Crockett. Oh man. But we've done looking back, and I said before, the Democrats have taken a lot of beatings. They have lost their confidence. They've gone crazy. How about this new one they have? Their new star, Crockett. How about her? Is that real? Are they serious about that? That's their new star? If that's their new star, they're in serious trouble. I mean, this is Crockett. Oh man. But we've done.
The conservatives, Republicans, they get some bad ones too. But not like the Democrats. I don't see how their voters could think that these people are like normal, or like AOC, the guy from Dearborn. I can't remember that person's name, that rep there. Ilhan Omar. I mean, and Nancy Pelosi, you don't think she's a bit weird? Yeah. Well, here's another thing about the tariffs. And the Trump administration has even talked about it themselves. They're trying to get rid of the income tax for people who make less than $150,000. That's what the tariffs are designed to do, is to offset, to have that revenue to be able to keep our government functioning. So if you don't want to pay income tax anymore, you should hope that Trump gets this right. And that is how our government is funded now, is by these tariffs. And of course, the Chinese tariffs are, that we set on them, it's over like 100% right now. So anyhow, that's discussed in this little conversation there.
Yeah, so this is an important point. What they said is there's going to be these price shocks. You're right. So year one is difficult, okay? But it could raise upwards of $750 billion a year, okay?
You're saying tariffs.
Tariffs. What they said that they would do is they would then turn around and cut the federal
income tax
for anybody making $150,000 or less to zero.
So what they're doing is using the tariffs to offset the price shock.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't. But and this is the math, and that hasn't been 100% established yet. But instead of like putting the burden on the American consumer, we put the burden on the foreign country to pay that delta,
and then effectively subsidize the consumer through an income tax.
To be fair, the $750 billion, I assume, that's assuming everybody pays the tariff fully.
Okay, so this is an important point. I would say right now it's a moving target, meaning the sharps before Liberation Day, the smart money line was at like 250 billion. Okay. That's Wall Street. I mean, we'll put smart in quotes, but that was their number. And part of why the stock market went berserk was they just got it totally wrong. And the back of the envelope math that I did and that a couple of my friends did, and I would say they're much smarter than I am, they got to 750. I got to 750 as well. Howard Lutnick, who's a commerce secretary, said like anywhere approaching 750, we have a line of sight to be able to cut income taxes to zero for anybody making 150 or less.
Oof.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I mean, so we're in the magic zone here, guys.
So here's
what I mean?
So there's a perfect example.
There you go. That's their opinion. I mean, There's a big 48,400 pounds of illicit narcotics worth of over 500 million in Port Everglades. Cash Patel talking about it there. Yeah, things that you might not have heard discussed. So yeah, there has been some drug busts concerning fentanyl and other stuff. Well, this headline got to me here. Doge uncovers $5 trillion in untraceable payments. There's another clip that I have not seen yet, so we'll play it.
And how it was spent. $5 trillion in payments that are untraceable. The budget line is blank, and they're worried about your Bitcoin. 5 trillion, untraceable. No idea where it went and how it was spent. A $5 trillion blank check. Social Security sent out $72 billion in bad checks. Guess who resigned last night? The head of Social Security. Right when Doge asked Michelle King to have a seat because she was about to get canned, she says, "You can't fire me because I quit." And the press is acting like this isn't suspicious. You may assert there's no waste in the Pentagon. You may assert there's no waste in
Stephen,
Treasury.
I'm not
You may
asserting-
assert there's no waste in HHS.
Stephen, I don't think anyone.
Then why are you
Why are
not
they only
celebrating
looking
these
at it?
cuts if you agree there is waste?
Why is the fake news only concentrating on it? See, this whole time, your whole lifetime, the news has controlled the narrative for all this stuff. And there's a reason why they control it. They're getting, these individuals are working for different agencies that we don't know of, or they're making money, but they're being told. You know, you see a lot of these local television, quote unquote, news networks. They're like literally reading scripts. You know, it's just teleprompter of what they're saying because they're being told what to say, and it's no different with CNN. You know, they're basically the narrative, and the taxpayer. Many of you know, but some of you don't know, and we are not supposed to be paying for this. But the taxpayer, at least before Doge came in, anyways, I don't know if that this was one of the cuts that has been made. The taxpayer was paying for these quote unquote news networks, and they would pick and choose which news networks that they would pay. You know, if it was Republican, they were not paying for it. So
if you agree there is abuse, if you agree there is corruption, why are you not celebrating the cuts, the reforms that are being instituted? Every day that no action is taken, the entire
Stephen,
salaries of American workers that are taxed disappear forever.
Stephen, let's calm down.
This is
We're
not
having a debate.
There's no reason
about whether there are
you are
places.
clearly trying to debate me, and I will be as I want to be about the fact that we are saving Americans billions of dollars, $1 billion in payments that are untraceable.
Yeah, and then it plays itself again. But yeah, you get the point. And yeah, I've seen ever since Doge came in, a couple of weeks into it, into Trump's presidency. I mean, I've been seeing all kinds of crazy things on Twitter. I don't know how much you individually go on Twitter, but there's the Doge findings is greatly disturbing in so many different ways. Let me just scroll down here. Yeah, let me see. What did Senator Kennedy have to say about
Cortez be the? What do you think of the new leadership, Jasmine, AOC, and Bernie? I consider Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez to be the leader of the Democratic Party. She's entitled to her opinion. I'm entitled to mine. As I've said about her before, I think she's the reason there are directions on a shampoo bottle. And our plan for dealing with her. Plan that out. We got to hurry. Our plan for dealing with her is called Operation Let Her Speak. What do you think of the new leadership, Jasmine, AOC, and Bernie? I consider Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez
They will
Be the
never
leader of the
debate. There's a
Democrats.
reason, because their policies suck, and they know it, that the American people don't agree with their policies. Yeah, Kevin O'Leary from the Shark Tank. I don't watch that show. I think it's Shark Tank, right? I think. Says the 104% tariffs that we're charging to China is not enough. He wants it to be 400%. So, and then it's Pam Bondi. She was with Kash Patel discussing that big narcotics bust too. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to be doing a little bit of everything on this channel, and it's the first time on Twitch here too, like I said, which was cool. I haven't agreed with them in the past with how they've handled some things in the past. But anyhow, we're going to try streaming on Twitch and try to get some followers and people watching, hopefully subscribing. Please do that. Please share if you get something out of this. There'll be bigger news days where I'm covering the news more. And then there will be bigger days where I'm covering, well, I have a sidekick. So this is pretty scary. I didn't want this, but we're going to play a video in a couple minutes here that kind of describes this a bit more about this situation. So yeah, welcome to Durnkville. And Durnkville, a lot of it is based around, let's just say I have an unwanted roommate. And he's not in the room right now, but I'm just going to admit right now that I can't stand the guy. He's one of the most angriest, rudest, ignorant, arrogant individuals that I've ever met in my life. So yeah, so I agreed to have him on my show, which completely 100% makes sense, right? So yeah, he's like I said, I'm going to play a little video that kind of shows what's been going on around the house here in Durnkville. And yeah, he's a very disturbed individual. I don't have anything good to say about him, to be quite honest. He's a thief. He insults people. I don't want to get too deep into it yet. Yeah, so let me play the clip here if I can grab the right clip. Okay, here it is here. Hopefully I'll check out the computer to make sure it's popping up here, and you'll get a little glimpse of what I'm talking about. And actually this particular video here is on the Rumble channel already, so I don't know, I'm not going to use the word lucky, but if you were lucky enough or accidentally watched it, you kind of have an idea why I feel the way I do. So anyhow, here's EG, the two letters EG. Hello everyone, and boy am I in a good mood today. You know, I think everybody always wants to impact another person's life, and whenever you see somebody struggling, you want to help them to improve their life. And well, yesterday I found a homeless guy living in a tent, and you know, it's just not right. You know, I had the resources to help him, and you know, I asked him to move in with me. an older guy struggling in the streets. And although it's getting nicer now, but it's just, it's hard with everything going on for a lot of people. So, I'm going to go pick them up in just a bit here and have him move his things in here. And I don't see anything going wrong. He seems like a very nice guy. It was one thing that kind of worried me is seems to have a problem with people in the military for some reason. So I'm thinking that maybe he was like a Vietnam veteran or something, and just had some problems while he was enlisted. I don't know what's up with that, but so yeah, I'm really happy anytime you can help somebody else who's struggling in life. It makes you feel good, more importantly, hopefully it helps him to improve his situation and all that. So yeah, we'll see what happens here, and I have a really good feeling about this. And yeah. Oh, wow, you're here already. And I even see that you helped yourself to my freezer, as you've already dug out a burrito and a couple ice cream bars and a Coke, and you even changed the screensaver wallpaper on my computer. What the? Guess that's okay, but shouldn't be like using my computer out there. You should at least ask. We do have some rules around here. We'll work it out, but yeah, you gotta target like this stuff. Well, listen here, buddy boy. I'm on my own schedule. You are not my boss. I do as I please. You invited me here, so leave me alone. Everything will work out just the way it's supposed to be. Just don't complain and leave me alone. Alright, let me get back to my dinner. I was perfectly happy where I was, and you forced me here, so now you can just live with it. I have a lot of friends, and they will vouch for me. So just calm the fuck down and relax. You are getting all worked up for nothing. Okay, we're gonna take a walk. Blow off some steam here. Kind of pissed me off with EG, what he said. I go out of my way to help him out, and he's got that attitude right off the bat. It's not exactly a great start. So, trying to calm down here as a car comes. I'll let him get out of the way here. But yeah, it's unbelievable. I don't want to throw him out right off the bat here, but he can't be talking to me like that or doing that stuff, just jumping on my computer right off the bat. Eating my food without even asking. There's rules to that, So, yeah, I'm either gonna have to throw him out. And again, that's me pretty inhumane, but I'll talk to him again, and hopefully things go a bit better. Okay, G, we really seriously need to have a conversation of what you said to me earlier. That's not going to fly here. I'm telling you, buddy. We need to be more respectful, and I'm allowing you to stay here. We're free, we're not even charging any money, and then you spoke to me like that. So you really need to be a little bit more respectful, I think. Well, I can't really say that I agree with that. Let's agree to disagree. That's not exactly the response that I was looking for. But just try to be a bit more respectful so I can allow you to keep living here. Well, that's not really going to be a problem. This letter came earlier for you. You might want to check it out. You can grab this letter off me. I don't feel like reaching for it for myself. Because when in the hell am I disappearing? That's kind of weird. Yeah, grab this letter. Why? What's it about? I don't know. It's got your name on it, and I figured I'd open it up and read it. So now you're going through my mail too. You're really, really nice there. Just trying to help out. Trying to think ahead. Trying to make your life easier. Take the damn letter. Okay. What the heck is this about? What? This letter says that you've been. This is a letter from the U.S. government saying that you've been squatting here for 15 years. So I cannot kick you out even if I wanted to, because you are legally able to start staying here. There's nothing I can do. What the hell is this? What's up with this? What do you mean you've been staying here for 15 years? Well, I regret that I did not mention that I've been staying in your shed for the past 15 years. And I had proof because I had electricity running in there, and I had some. And, although I did not pay for the electricity because I used your credit card, but yeah, I legally was paying for utilities here, so nothing you can do about it. Well, I'm going to have to speak to my attorney about that. Don't bother, I already did that. What do you mean you already did that? I told him that you did not like him, and you did not want to ever talk to him again. That's up to me. Well, I hate to inform you that there is no fixing the situation because I was pretty much a big dick about the whole damn thing. Oh my gosh. Well, I guess you can stay here until we figure out more about this, but this is this is not what I had intended on when I saw a little man sleeping in a tent on the sidewalk. You're just trying to be nice. Well, I've discovered that it's not always good to be nice. So I try to live my life in a different way. Yeah, that's starting to become very apparent to me now. Yeah. Do not go back into the fridge. Do not open up my mail. Do not go back on my computer and change the wallpaper and background on my computer. Don't be doing anything around here until I can figure out how to get you out of here legally without there being a big mess. Well, that might be a bit of a problem. What do you mean a bit of a problem? Well, I have some issues. Well, I'm glad he's not home. I was able to clean up the doghouse that I accidentally burnt down. Hopefully he doesn't get too angry about that. In the meantime, I'll try to help out around here as much as I can. Oh, he left his phone. Well, I'll pick up the phone and help him out. Hello? No, he's not here. Where'd he go? Oh, I don't know. He took out with some hot, really smoking hot chick named Sue Winkenberger someplace. Huh? Why are you so upset? I don't know. They were talking about going to like some hotel or something, spend the night. Blow some steam, have some fun, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I'll make sure he gets the message. I don't know. He just seemed he wasn't happy with his current girlfriend. Said she was a bitch to him, and he really didn't care, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I can give him a message. Alright, bye. Yeah, I hope I didn't overstep my boundaries again by answering the phone. I think I did pretty good. Everybody should be happy. Okay, well, EG is in the other room right now, so I figured I'd jump on here and talk about this really quick. But if he's going to be stuck here and I can't get him out of the house yet, at least legally, then I have a few buddies of mine who work at the local TV dinner plant. So I think I'm going to go over to Bubba's house, and he works at the TV dinner plant, and see if he can get him a job. So at least he's like doing something. I can get him out of the house here and there a lot, and so he can help EG, with his finances, because he's obviously struggling. He was living on the street and stuff. So EG should be very happy to have a job, you would think. So hopefully Bubba can help out with that and get him a job. I'm going to look over at Bubba's. He's only a few houses down from where I live, and see if we can get something going. Yeah, come on in. So, what's on your mind? What's up? How have you been doing? Well, I've had better days, but, what do you mean, man? Well, it's a long story, but I saw, like, this poor old man living in a tent, and, on the sidewalk in the middle of the city, So I felt sorry for him, and I invited him into my home, and well, let's just say now there's a bunch of legal issues with kicking him out.
What? What the hell is up with that? I just moved him right on his ass, man. There's no way I'd deal with that.
Well, you know, you can't just be throwing people literally out onto the streets.
I would.
Well, yeah, I know you would. And, well, I'm hoping that you have a kind heart. It's kind of why I came over here, hoping that you would want to help. I know you had that job at the TV dinner plant, and was hoping that you'd be able to find him a job at the plant somehow. If you had any pull to maybe get him working on one of the presses there, or the assembly line, you know, when you guys are putting the dinners together or something. You know, so I don't know, what do you think?
Well, I can't make any promises, man. But yeah, I should be able to get him in there. He's a hard worker, right?
Well,
I don't like the hesitation.
Well, I haven't seen it. He's been at the house for a few days now, and he has done absolutely nothing, to be honest. Yeah, I know, but and I've done you a bunch of favors in the past, so I'm hoping that you can do me a favor and get him a job there, and hopefully that'll, you know, he'll be able to save up money to be able to do his own thing, and I can kind of get out of this mess. So what, you think you can get him a job?
Yeah, I'll be able to do it, but I'm not going to babysit this guy. I'm going to tell you that right now. And he's going to have to work hard. I hope he's not a complainer, is he? Yeah, he is a bit of a complainer. So just keep on him, and I don't know about his work ethic, but I'm sure if you just, get on top of it, he'll do what needs to be done. All right, man, you won't be this time. I'm not going to forget this one.
Well, thanks, and this way you'll be able to meet new people too in the city, and get some new connections, some new friends and stuff. So,
well, some of those people that work there are really creeps and weird.
Well, hopefully he stays away from them. But yeah, thanks again, Bubba. I appreciate it.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, EG, this is very important. I've got a friend of mine coming over here. Should be coming over any second now, and he's going to talk to you about something. And I hope you can agree to what he asked for, based on the conversations that we had earlier. So, yeah, he should be here any second. Oh, and there he is. Hey, Bubba.
Hey, what's up?
Do you have something to ask EG?
No, I don't think so. No, actually not.
Remember what we discussed just a bit ago?
Alright. This is seriously the guy that you can't get anybody better. I mean, really? You put me in this position?
Can you just ask him?
Alright. Well, is it one of your dreams to work at a TV dinner plant?
Well,
actually, that's like number 7 on my all-time list of things I've not done. So, if you haven't figured it out yet, is I'm falling like a drunk. But that is pure sarcasm. I could really care less about a job or working at a TV dinner plant. Well, do you hear you heard it yourself. He doesn't want the job. Well, hold on here. Hold on 1 second. E.g., I think it's in your best interest to take this job because there's going to be more problems, if not. So, I'm going to say this in a nice way. I would highly suggest that you accept this job. There's many good people that work at the place. Well, I wouldn't go that far. I mean, most of them are really, really weird people that work there. Well, you didn't have to say that. No. Those are usually the kind of people that I'm friends with, so it might work out. Well, just ask me. Do you want the job or not at the TV dinner plant? We will put you on cream corn or line or Salisbury steak or something that you have a lot of interest in. Yeah, because I quite obviously have a lot of interest in all those subjects that you just talked about that I was half-assed listening to. Alright, I'll work there. When do I start? And I am a bit lazy, just to tell you. Well, you probably shouldn't tell that to your boss before you even start a job that you're lazy. I have horrible communication skills, as you have proven that you have too, so we might actually work together very, very well. Alright, well, I'll see you Monday, and something tells me it's going to be a long day. Okay, so there you go. There's an introduction to EG, and now you know the way I feel, and I'll let you meet him yourself, as I can't believe I'm doing this. But yeah, here's the star of Durnkville as he keeps falling down like a drunk, and he's got creepy hands all over him and stuff. But well, EG, the world saw for themselves how you kind of weaseled your way into the house. Well, no, actually, it was all your fault. How was it my fault? Well, you invited me, and, well, yeah, well, maybe I did live in your ship for 15 years prior, but I deserved that, and, well, fuck off, that's all I can say. But it's not, we'll let the court decide all this stuff. So anyways, for now, EG is going to be here. And this is the first live stream, so there's obviously things that I'd say but I'll be doing all the work. Oh, what do you mean? I'm going to be putting in my highly intelligent chats here, and there's going to be people who will be learning a lot from me. No, no, that ain't. Then why in the hell even have me on here, bud? Well, okay, well, I'm not going to argue anymore, but expect more streams. Like I said, this first time using Twitch, and then using some of the software too, so it'll be
It'll be a little bit of learning for me too. Besides, I've seen a lot of EG already, of too much actually. You're very insulting. Like you're not. So you'll be seeing more clips. You'll be seeing this jackass playing video games. You'll be seeing him do all kinds of stuff because he's so talented. Yeah, you said it, Bucko. That's right. Yeah, okay. So with that, we're going to end the stream there. The creepy stream, we will call it. And please like and share and subscribe. The Durnkville clips are on our Rumble channel already. There's more than just that last clip that I played that's on the Rumble channel. Stuff will be coming to YouTube and Twitch. And it's always rough to get a channel going, especially when you don't have much help, when you literally have a dummy helping you. Yeah. Wow, that's like the first damn time I've ever seen. You didn't say something. So, fuck you. I'm sick of this shit. Oh my gosh, it's going to be. This probably isn't going to work out very long, is it? So, yeah, anyways, please like, share, and subscribe. And you'll be meeting many of EG's buddies at work at the TV dinner plant from Durnkville, too. So look forward to that. And we will be seeing you very soon. Mr. Luego, buddies.